like most of my online produce customers, I also am canning my green beans today. So I thought I'd do a quick video and just show you guys how I can my green beans. I do a cold pack, so I take them right out of the box, trim the ends, cut them to size, and put them in the jar. And when I put them in the jar, I just let them drop in. You don't press them down, don't pack them down. They need to be packed loosely, so you just drop them in and let them sit how they lay. You want to stop right here at the bottom ring here at 1 inch headspace, or even just a little bit below. They need to be packed loosely, so that's where your headspace is. After you have all your jars packed, for a regular ball recipe, you put in 1/2 teaspoon of salt on top of your pints of beans. I use a 1/4 teaspoon of salt for a low sodium recipe. After you've got all your salt on your jars and your beans are in there, then you add your water. I use boiling water that's pre-boiling, ready for me to go. And you just pour your water in to your jar until you hit your 1 inch headspace. So you want to stop right there with the water at 1 inch headspace. And you can see the bubbles coming up there. And what those bubbles are is the air escaping from the area around the green beans towards the bottom of the jar. And you want that to happen because you don't want any air pockets in your vegetables as you can them. So you'll fill all of your jars with water. And then afterwards, you're going to check each jar's headspace. Just give it a little tap tap and make sure there's no more bubbles coming out, and adjust the water level as necessary to make sure that you have only 1 inch headspace, no more. And once that's done, you're always going to use a brand new clean lid. And put a ring on there. And you're going to put it in your pre-warmed canner. And we'll fill the canner. So my canner fits 10 pints for a full load. And then what I do is I put the lid on. Okay, my canner's a little beat up, but that's okay. I am going to pressure can these green beans for 20 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. Now, the water's going to heat, and then eventually this right here is your steam release valve. That's going to pop up, and then your gauge right here is going to go up from 10, or from 0 all the way to 10. Your time doesn't start until you hit 10 pounds. That's when you start your 20-minute timing. Once your 20-minute time is done, turn the heat off. Make sure it doesn't go too much above or too much below your 10-pound mark, because otherwise you can crunch your lids and they'll end up funky. So once you're done with your 20-minute time, you turn the heat off, allow the canner to cool completely, and this valve will need to drop down on its own before you open the canner lid. Once you open the canner lid, most of the jars will already be sealed. You're going to put them back on a towel for cooling and leave them until the jars are set, label them, and then you're all done.